Hey, how y'all doing today? Holy cow, do we have some news to get into this week. It's crazy. We have some teasers from Corey Taylor, Beartooth, and Billy Joe, as well as some new tour date announcements, a Fall Out Boy interview, new Slipknot, and so much more. I'm Charlie Kyle, and this is your Rock Rewind. Today we're going to start off with some news from Corey Taylor, so get excited. Stone Sour recently released a video for Saint Marie off their latest album, Hydrograd. The video itself is pretty calming, though I won't play it or some of the other music videos I'll mention later because I don't want a copyright strike from the vengeful gods of YouTube. No thanks. The song and video fit pretty well together, I think. Just driving around with the whole Instagram filter over the whole thing. It's very calming and country-esque, and I don't really mind that. Growing up around Nashville, I don't really mind country-esque type things, especially when it involves Corey Taylor. That man could sing the phone book and still make me happy. Also, Stone Sour are going to be on tour with Ozzy Osbourne and Zakk Wylde this summer. I'm trying my hardest to get tickets, and I'll let y'all know how that goes. More from Corey. In an interview with Billboard recently, when asked about a timeline for some new Slipknot music, Corey said, "The guys are writing tons of music, and I've written lyrics to almost all of it, and we're going to start trying to put together demos here and there with the time off that I have, and really try to get ahead of the curve as far as what happens next." As we know, Clown said he and Jim are sending out songs to Corey in emails, and Clown said that he's had about over 20 new song ideas, which is insane, but awesome news for us. Corey had said in the past that their album would be out absolutely in 2019, but in this Billboard interview, he says, "I know we're going to try and put an album out next year. However, that's all speculation. The best way to make God laugh is to announce your plans out loud, so I'm just going with the flow. The plan right now is next year, but that is a huge plan because we still haven't narrowed anything down, so we'll definitely see what happens." Either way, I know I'm willing to wait for the new music, as long as it takes. No rush, boys, but give it a few months. I might just turn into this guy.
Where's the album? We want the album.
Along with new albums, 30 Seconds to Mars released their new album at the time of this recording today. I've got an entire video reviewing it coming up soon, so stay tuned. Billy Joe Armstrong is teasing his new project called The Long Shot. He released a few clips teasing their music on his Instagram, which I'll link in the description. He also links back to the Instagram account of Longshot, which has the description, "New album, Love is for Losers, coming eventually, sooner or later, probably sooner." There's not much else revealed about the project, but Billy Joe, new music, I'm sold. Speaking on new music, I finally listened to Underoath's On My Teeth. It's not bad. I'm not very heavy into it, but it does have a pretty catchy chorus. It's very clear they want to distance themselves from their past image with this song, and I think it does the job pretty well. I'll link the video in the description, and I'll be reviewing the album soon, far more in depth. Also, Caleb from Beartooth has been teasing us. On Twitter the past few days, he's posted, "The amount of Insta stories I've almost posted with vocals in them, it's getting ridiculous. I just want people to hear this album." It's crazy how much the vision of a record becomes clear between the hours of 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. 28 songs later, I think I'm finally getting somewhere. If you remember, back in March, he also posted, "Listen gang, I know this record's taking a long time, but you gotta trust me. This record is extremely important to me, mainly because I feel like I owe you all the record you deserve. Stick around, I will deliver nothing short of a face melter. Cross my heart and hope to rock." He's making me so anxious, but in a good way. I know this album's gonna be great, and Caleb is just making me that more excited. Miss May I, Like Moths to Flames, and We Came as Romans have announced some upcoming tour dates in May. They include Wisconsin, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Ohio, where they'll be performing at Rock on the Range. I kinda wish they were coming to DC. I'd really love to see them. I've never seen any of the three bands in concert, but I hope to soon, as I've been listening to them all for a while. Maybe I'll take a road trip to Rock on the Range after all. Speaking of shows, good old Danny Warschnop of Asking Alexandria took to Twitter a few days ago hinting at the possibility of a one-off acoustic set. He ended up delivering on his promise. This Monday, April 9th, he'll be performing a solo acoustic set at the Black Heart in London, and God, I wish I could go. Y'all know my love for the Asking Alexandria dudes. Unfortunately, college isn't too understanding for love of music, and I'm broke, so I'll be stuck here. But nonetheless, I hope to at least find some videos later. I know if he performs Vultures, I'm definitely gonna need video. If you haven't listened to Vultures from AA's self-titled album, what are you doing with yourself? Go check it out. Danny's got some crazy pipes on him. Anyway, from The Ghost Inside, next Sunday, April 15th, is the 10th birthday of their album, Fury and the Fallen Ones. They announced on Twitter they're going to be throwing a Facebook live stream birthday party for it. They're going to be doing a Q&A and just hanging out. This is huge, because it's also the first time in around 2.5 years they're all going to be together as a band. They even mentioned it in their Twitter updates, saying, "Update, next Saturday, April 15th, is the 10th birthday of our first album, Fury and the Fallen Ones. We thought the best way to celebrate was for the 5 of us to get together and throw a party, and to invite all of you to be a part of it. For the first time in 2.5 years, we are going to be together not just as guys recovering from our accident, but as the ghosts inside, streaming on Facebook Live and taking your questions." Even more exciting, they tweeted, "Update, there's a light at the end of the tunnel and it's shining brighter than ever before. We can see it." Which, light at the end of the tunnel is not only just a casual old-timey saying, but it's also a lyric from Engine 45. We can only hope that means new music, and possibly tours in the future. Of course, I know they're still healing, and as I've said, I want them to take all the time they need. I wish them the best in their ongoing recovery. Now to Fall Out Boy. Yes, recently Fall Out Boy had an interview with Rock Sound, or should I say half of Fall Out Boy, with Andy Hurley and Pete Wentz, and Pete revealed quite a few bits of information. Pete talked about his thoughts on the upcoming Panic at the Disco album, Pray for the Wicked. He gave out some praise to Brendan, supporting that Bebo had been inspired by his run in Kinky Boots on Broadway. Pete said this:
I think that it's like Death of a Bachelor on steroids. It's like I think from doing Broadway and stuff, he's like figured out who he was and amplified it. The songs are like bonkers. I think he did some stuff with Dylan Francis, and it's like bonkers.
You also might remember mention of Pete in roller skates in a future Panic video. Well, when asked if there was any truth to that, or if it was just Bebo joking around, he said this.
His music videos lined up. Apparently he's got one in mind involving yourself.
In roller skates?
In roller skates.
Yeah.
So you've had the conversation then?
I mean, we've shot it already. No, I'm just kidding. But
Fun,
yeah, I would, I'd do any video Brendan wanted.
Even
honestly.
in roller skates?
Yeah, definitely.
He also talked about performing songs for the first time live, seeing the crazy reaction to church, and about the demos they scattered around London earlier, stating this.
Well, I see. How are the new songs going down in particular? Enjoying playing those?
Yeah. I mean, those playing the new ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Playing the new ones is fun because you don't have any idea how the reaction's going to be. Especially church yesterday was a little wild.
Oh, really?
I think the reaction to church has been great.
Oh, the reaction to church was great. But, like, I think that, like, whenever we play, because we played it for the first time, and whenever you play something for the first time, there's a little bit of, like, well, here we go. Yeah.
And
here we go.
Hairy moments, how does this
totally,
bit go? No.
I totally freaked out before, like, how does this start? How does this go?
Yeah.
Hey, got there in the end. Worked out very well. And we should say as well, Pete, I mean, this is an interesting moment that's been happening the last couple of shows.
I think we also wanted to put out some that, like, showed kind of, like, the diversity of the stuff we were working on. They were, like, the most least finished, kind of. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, it was like, these are just sketches, you know? And we said that with the intent, like they won't ever be turned into full songs. But, of course, I think people still kind of want you to, but you're like, they're just sketches. I don't know. I think it's cool for people to, like, see the process. And also, like, we did push our record back, and I do want to, like, I understand that people were patient, you know? So,
Yeah, it's a nice light street. How many more sketches then are kind of out there, and do you think we will ever get them to see the light of day in some shape or form?
There are more. Some of them are, like, literally, like, if you were, like, had, like, a squiggle or something, though. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like, people, I think, like, sometimes will ask us whether, you know, we'll ever, like, by the time we move on to the next era, like, it's like you go back, and then we've tried to go back a couple times and, like, rework them, and it just doesn't really work. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
It's kind of a time and a place.
Sure.
I think the thing about B-sides or sketches or demos are they're like this mystical, magical thing that you don't fully hear. So fans or whatever think that it's potentially the best thing you've ever heard. But then if you were to hear it, you'd be like, I get why.
Yeah, you're like, well, if this was actually on the album, you'd skip it.
That's right, more could be coming in the future, but as Andy said, it has to be the right time in the right place, I guess. Also, if you remember, they recently got out of their record contract. Andy and Pete both talked about being an unsigned band and how they feel more free because of it.
We're like technically an unsigned band right now. We're like
Really?
not in a record contract. So I feel like we can do like anything. Like we could like, I don't know, do a movie or go record a record in, you know, we could just go to Nigeria and record with Burner Boy. Like I just feel like more free than we've felt in a long time. So don't expect it to be just an album when it happens.
Wow.
I'm glad they feel more creative freedom, whatever they have to do. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, why are you doing it? If you'd like to see more, I'll link to the full video, credited to Rock Sound, in the description. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Rock Rewind. Following this video, I'll have and an album review coming right up, so hold on to your hats. Thanks for tuning in, and tuning out the world for a bit. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. If you'd like to follow me in my ravings about my love for music as it happens, the link to my Twitter is in the description. And wherever you are, have a great day. And as always, this is Charlie, signing off.